now. Okay. Remember I told you we left quickly, bro, we burn the ships, all that. Because I am the kind of brother that's about going to get it. You understand me? Going to get it. I'm not 25 and got time to waste and all. I don't have that. I got two babies. Man, these babies. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of them. I got kids.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm talking to you this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. I'm going to talk to you very briefly about a situation that took place in the United States. And I hadn't talked about it, followed it, was aware of it before I left the United States. And I'm deeply heartbroken by it. And I just needed to chime in because they had, I don't know, a week or two ago, they had some results. And what I'm talking about is the Ahmaud Arbery case. All right. My apologies go out to the family of that young man, or that brother, child of mine, and a child of the other men in the world, African black men. Deeply, deeply hurt and saddened by that situation. And again, I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to you, the mother and the father and the friends and families and lovers and soulmates of that young man. I wasn't really going to speak on it, but something that needs to be said. And again, my apologies. And so what I'm about to say, I hope in no way is hurtful to you, because it's not I'm talking to the parents. It's not a television show. It's not entertainment. It's none of that. It's somebody's life. It's real. So they found these people, W's, guilty. And for the families, again, what I'm about to say this has no reflection on you. I love you. I love you, and I love your son. I'm sadly and deeply disappointed that we as men are in a position where these things are happening, and we face great challenges trying to stop them. And those of us who are with courage, there's some fellas went down there with some courage, and so I'm about to say what I'm about to say again. Please understand, I love you, and I'm deeply hurt that this happened to you. It could happen to any one of our children. I have children too. Okay, so let me just tell you, guilty verdict means nothing to me. Nothing. Nothing. There's no justice. None. You understand? None. Now I don't, the family, people, us, me too, limited in what we can say, because these people have put together and organized and related themselves in such a way that we face consequences when we say what we want to say. See, I said something a long time ago, but in W world, and I had to face consequences. Consequences that I got children too, that could hurt them. A little different situation. I'm still in a very dangerous situation where I am, because these people can enact policies and regulations to prevent you from saying what you want to say and how you want to say it. So let me just say something. See, we won't see him again. Can't touch him, can't kiss him, can't hug him, can't love him. And you want to tell me that some justice was done? No, there's no justice. See, when you organize a system of laws that you call laws, just a word, made up with rules and regulations by people who are in control of those rules and regulations, then you can make the law fit any way you want to. Look, don't you... These people, their own, one of the lawyers for one of those people said the law was made up for situations like these. He was so true. I don't spend a lot of time recording, but that's what he said. And he was right. See, if you come from someplace else and you come to a place, there are people there, and you want what those people have, land, resources, food, then you organize yourself and all of your people, the people that you know, people who are willing to take other people's lives. You organize them and you set out with a plan and an agenda to do some harm to people. And then when you do that, you organize yourself with your media, your press, your papers, your books, your magazines. And then you spread that information. You disseminate that information to the people. So that those people believe that you are a legitimate organization with the best interest of the public in mind. And you make sure that you emphasize that the public includes all people. So then when you have these laws, these rules that you say are here to protect everyone, when they don't protect everyone, and we have an incident like our good brother that lost his life to these demons that took his life. When you have laws in place that say, well, let the system handle it. Well, let due process take its course. And now we have a verdict, justice has been served. Now we can't see him again. There's no justice. The fact that Emmett Till, many, many years ago, and countless numbers of others, have had to endure this ongoing assault. Ongoing assault against our children. And you want me to believe year after year after year after decade after decade after century with this same process that you say, let it take its place, let it be justice. You're repeating the same thing over and over again. And no. No justice. So, I just wanted to come out, because I have to talk about it because my eyes are open and clear. You're not going to tell me that the sun is blue. And I look up at it and you tell me again it's blue. And after you tell me over and over and over and over again, then all of a sudden I go, oh yeah, I think the sun is blue. No justice. No justice. No justice. So, brothers, we have to understand that there are very serious things taking place. There are very serious things taking place. And at some point, things have to change. They have to change. It is obviously clear to each and every one who has a reasonable mind that the repetitive nature of what is taking place against our children, our women, and our men is never, ever going to change. They're just going to give you a nice fancy slogan, one right after another. One right after another. And all of these people, like I told you before, who come before us and tell us, okay, all right, we did all right. And okay, we got some justice. We can't see these people again. Can't see them. So there are things that you know have to be done, must be done. And remember, here's the crazy thing. The thing I'm talking about that must be done is what they say they're doing. But if we come and we talk about it and we say, well, okay, this and that and this and that needs to be done, then remember that media program I was telling you about? See, if we say it, then it's a problem. It's a problem. You get tired, man. You get tired. So, again, it's a people who just organize themselves in such a way that they put rules, and they call them things, laws, regulations, policy, you name it, whatever. They put those things in place so that they have a means when they have a means of escaping their own rules and regulations when those regulations are violated by one of them. And so, they have to do it. They have a real tricky thing that they have to do. They have to convince you that, no, that's just that one individual. That's just that one individual. They have to convince you that the others, the rules that they make, that they're here to help you. They're here to help us all. But it's a strange coincidence that those rules are not preventing what happened to our dear brother. I love that brother. I love that brother. And let me tell you a story. Let me tell you something that happened. This is before I left. Young brothers where I lived. I love these brothers. They would come and they would garbage men. They would come and take trash away. Honorable brothers, young brothers, 20, 21, 22, 23, trying to survive in this capitalist system that these people put together. Capitalism. These young boys working hard, they're not bothering nobody, being good. So they come by, they come pick my trash up. I see them, I love them. So every now and then I try to, hey man, here, take this with you, brother. I appreciate you. They come and they do things for me. Here, man, look, take this with you. I appreciate what you're doing. I love you, man. I'm here for you. So one day they come to me and they tell me that they're, now this is a W neighborhood. Unfortunately, I grew up there. My parents lived there. W neighborhood. They come up to me and they tell me, man, do you know this truck? There's a truck, and it's this color and it looks like this. And I was like, nah, I haven't seen that. And they said, well, this dude came up to us and he told us, y'all in the wrong neighborhood. And we were like, what are you talking about? And now these brothers in the wrong neighborhood, dressed in their uniform to take away the trash in the neighborhood, working with the big truck. You understand? With the big truck, the garbage truck, working. Brother rolls up to him, W dude, and he tells them, okay, y'all in the wrong neighborhood. And they're like, what are you talking about? He said, don't you know you're in the wrong neighborhood? I could kill you here. This is what he tells them. And so they ask me, because, you know, they're like, hey, man, let's get the stuff, get on out of here. They just turn and walk away. Because they don't mean no harm now. They're not afraid now. Now, don't misunderstand. See, now they have courage. But, see, the tactic and schemes of terrorism by people to frighten other people, that was employed against those young boys. And that's been a history of that, taking place over and over again. So they tell me about it. So, you know, sometimes you have to let the people know that there are consequences for those actions. You don't just come and threaten the young boys. And I say, I'm not a young boy. So you're not gonna walk up to me and just behave like that. Now, that's not to say they won't, because they will. But they have to understand, and they know there's probably going to be a different reaction. You've been living a little bit longer. You know, now, in that neighborhood, obviously, the people in the neighborhood, I lived there for a number of years, they know me. They know my attitude, my demeanor. You know, they tell you, so all you people who say, no, it's just these individuals. Okay. So I'm in this neighborhood. Now, yeah, I told you they did that to them boys. So, you know, you have to let the people know that, no, we're not all going, you know, just say, okay, you can do whatever you want to do, and there's no consequences. Okay? So, you know, I again, it's freedom. It's limited freedom here, so I can't tell you the result. But I remember Malcolm X, after he had left the Nation of Islam, I think he said something like, if something happened to some kids or somebody somewhere in one of the W cities, because it's just been going on for, what are you talking about, 50, 60 years ago. This has been going on for a long time, and it's been going on for a long time, and listen, it's not going to stop. Know that. It's not going to stop. So Malcolm said he sent a letter to the people responsible for the harm that had been done to the brothers or the sisters, whoever they had harmed. And he said something to the effect that he would use maximum retaliation, because he's not held back by, you know, the organization that he was a part of at the time. Now, I'm not telling you I did anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, there are people who understand that you know, it's not going to stop. Do you understand? They're not going to stop. The mythology that is put forth that says we all love each other, we're all one, multiculturalism, freedom. I'm telling you to consider that if that were the case, then why are we watching over and over again, decade after decade, century after century. The senseless murder. And remember, they found guilty for murder of our babies, our children, and our women. So men, gotta open your eyes. Gotta think about what's happening. Organize yourselves. We have to do it. We have to do it. Organize ourselves. Now be careful. Listen, understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying organize yourself. But even if you say that, if you do that, that's considered bad. It's by those people. You know, it's considered bad. I remember hearing, and I didn't look it up, so I don't really know if it's true. But if any of you know, let me know. They were saying that Martin Luther King's, he died or whatever. And by the way, has anybody noticed this? Because for me, it's very, very peculiar. There's this famous photo that these people show. They roll it out. They roll out this photo, and in this photo, you got 3-4 people. I think Jesse Jackson is one of them. So like I was saying, I think Jesse Jackson was one of them. Okay? But it doesn't matter. This picture, I think, is famous because when the shot rang out that was supposed to have killed our good brother, Martin Luther King Jr., everybody was supposed to point, they're captured pointing as to where it came from, where the bullet came from. Have you seen the photo? Okay. So, I've seen the photo. It's pretty famous. I'm curious. If you've ever fired a gun fires very, very fast. And in a situation where you shoot a man, not that it's funny, it's not funny because it's tragic that he passed away, but what's funny to me is this picture. Shot rings out, and people standing there pointing in the direction where they think the bullet came from. Now these must be some very courageous men, because they didn't duck. Now, the other thing that strikes me as odd is they're pointing. The shot just came out, but this man is shot. He shot. Clearly, probably, if he shot, he's passed away, he's bleeding, he fell down, whatever. But you're pointing immediately to the direction where you think the bullet came from. And then, okay, you're courageous and brave. You're not afraid. You're not ducking. Okay, good. But wait a minute. Are you trying to give the man aid? He just got shot. So the first thing I would think you would do is try to come to his aid. If you got that kind of courage, because you obviously have courage. You're standing there, a bullet flying, and you're not ducking and dodging and doing anything like that. So you clearly have courage. Then you don't have the instinct, the intelligence to go to the man's aid. Maybe you could have saved his life. Okay, but now let's assume that that's fine. Okay. The cameraman looks as if he's in some position beneath them, shooting in an upward angle as they're pointing in the direction of the shot. Now, remember what I told you. If you've ever fired a gun, you've seen on TV, you heard, you watch a documentary, whatever. It's instantaneous. The shot goes out. Okay? Now, when the shot goes out, surprise, remember, this was not planned, right? How could the photographer be in the perfect position to take that photo of them immediately turning to the direction of the bullet? Do you understand? Do you understand? So the photographer, boom, shot fires out. The photographer, was he already there? How did he get the camera ready? It's such a perfect shot. How? Do you understand? Remember, it wasn't planned. You're not supposed to know. So how do you get the shot? I mean, all I'm saying to you people is at some point we got to be thinking. You understand? We can't just accept everything that's told to us. You can't do that. Now, remember the cameraman who was in perfect position to take the shot. People just happened to be standing there and they turned around in the middle of fire, gunfire, not ducking. And the cameraman, obviously, I know cameraman's supposed to be great. They're always trying to get the shot. So the cameraman, he's not ducking and hiding either. Shot's ringing out. He still got courage, too, to take that photo. If any of you know the photo, good. All right? So, what I'm saying, my apologies to the family. My apologies. We as men, we got to do something, like, about our situation. And that's an everyday conversation. You understand? So when you sitting back at the picnic, you're having a good time, I'm happy for you. Good. We should be able to live in freedom and peace and enjoy life. It's a very quick experience. But we're not in that position where we can do that with every free waking moment that these people give us in their capitalist system designed to work you to death. So what that means is a state of emergency for us. And in a state of emergency, we have to pull together all of our energy, our thoughts, our areas of expertise. Anybody with some expertise who knows this and understands this, and work tirelessly with every breath in our body to change this situation, to change it. Because we have children coming behind us. And unless you're okay with dooming them to eternal slavery, oppression, poverty. Some of you might be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. We have enough of that. Enough of people who, for their own self-enrichment, individual wealth, are okay with our children starving, suffering. Our children. Anyway, I don't know if I got kind of carried away. But remember, I was saying they killed Martin Luther King's parents. That's what I've seen on the internet and all this. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all can tell me if it's true. That's what they say. It's not surprising to me if it was. See, the thing about researching and reading education, getting books and all that, very helpful. We have to do it. We have to read more. We have to write more. And we have to read a variety of books written by many different people. Not only our own scholars. We need to do that too. But obviously, we need to read the other people's because they put their stuff out. They put it out. So they can keep their people informed of how to continue their dominance. Okay? So we have to do that. But you got to keep in mind, when a group is in power, the way that these people are, and with the understanding that these people have, the use of education the use of information to create a mythology, a fantasy, and a kind of a secondary world that we all live in, and they put forth this image of this world, so to blind you from the real world, to blind you. So if we can't see, brothers, that, yeah, we got to organize ourselves, and we have to do all those things necessary to get us out of this situation. And just briefly, just to let you know, that's going to require, in every area of people activity, every area of people activity, we have to assemble ourselves in that way. We have to educate our children coming up, hey, look, this is what you're dealing with. This is what you're going to have to do. And we have to be focused. So we don't have time to be wasting all our time stuck in the football game, in the basketball game, and you know, the whatever other thing they got in the movies, and this and that and this and that. We don't have that kind of time. We don't have that kind of time. Unfortunately, me, like you, we're all limited in resources. That's where the unity comes in. That's where the understanding of what united means, the difference between unity and united. I have a video coming out of it. I want you to check it out. But unity, you can be, you could be, have a unity. Unity isn't going to do anything for you in and of itself. Unity, let me give you an example. You can have unity of 1 million people. Yeah, 1 million people. Remember Million Man March? Remember? Yeah. Maybe they had another one. I don't remember. But you could have unity. And at the end of that meeting, that gathering, unit of people all gathered in one location, at the end of that gathering, you could go away, and then things continue on the way that they always have. But you had unity. Unity is not what we're lacking. We have unity. We're African people. We are a unit of people on the planet. That's a given. That's done naturally. We're not united. We must be united. United has within it, inherent in being united, is an action with purpose and with intentionality. You understand? So when you're united, all of the individual units, unity, the individual units come together. You take a series of cars, you put them together, no problem. You got 100 cars, you got 1 million cars, all in the parking lot. You got 1 million units. Nothing's happening. They're just sitting there. You have to have something united with the vehicle. And that person united with the vehicle has to have purpose and will and intentionality to use that vehicle in such a way that benefits the people. You understand? So I'm going to do a video on that. Listen, I'm going to let you guys go. To the parents, I'm sorry. Deeply sorry. Deeply sorry to all of the parents before you. And unfortunately, the ones that we don't know about yet to come. We men must work tirelessly with every breath in our body to stop this. And that's going to require a great effort. It's going to require unity. But unity with us being united in purpose and intentionality. Action. And we can do it. We can do it. There's no question. Okay. Again, I'm sorry to the family. There was no justice. To the people of the world, that's not justice. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It's not justice. It's not justice, okay? All right. I love you guys. Take care. Take care. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.
They can enjoy that. So that's what I'm doing.